The signals echo. The azure glow of Kepler 742b's twin moons cast eerie shadows across the excavation site as Dr. Lyra Winters adjusted her atmospheric suit's sensors. The dig had been active for 3 months, but today felt different. The air, despite being filtered through her suit's systems, seemed charged with anticipation. Recording log entry 47, she spoke into her comm unit. We've reached the lower chambers of what appears to be a command center. The architecture suggests advanced technological capabilities far beyond our current understanding. Her voice echoed through the cavernous chamber, its walls adorned with intricate patterns that seemed to pulse with a faint inner light. Behind her, Dr. Thomas Reed, her research partner for the past decade, carefully documented the strange symbols etched into the metallic surfaces. "Lyra, you need to see this," he called out, his usually calm voice tinged with excitement. "These markings, they're not just decorative. They're changing." Lyra moved closer, her helmet lights illuminating the wall section Thomas was studying. The symbols, previously dormant, now emitted a subtle phosphorescence. As she watched, they shifted and rearranged themselves like living things. "Base, are you getting this?" she transmitted, adjusting her suit's camera to capture the phenomenon. Static crackled through her comm unit, followed by the steady voice of Director Samuel Foster. "Receiving your feed, Dr. Winters. Our analysts are processing the data now. Whatever you found, it's unlike anything in our records." The research team had discovered the ruins 3 months ago, following a series of unusual energy signatures that penetrated deep into Kepler 742b's crust. What they initially thought was another abandoned mining facility had revealed itself to be something far more significant. "Dr. Winters." The sharp call came from Dr. Olivia Santos, their team's physicist. She stood near a circular platform at the chamber center, her instruments hovering over what appeared to be a control interface. "The energy readings are spiking. Something's powering up." The chamber's ambient light intensified, and a low hum vibrated through the floor. Lyra rushed to Olivia's position, her trained eyes scanning the ancient console. The surface, previously dark and lifeless, now rippled with streams of light that coursed through previously invisible circuits. "Everyone, maintain distance protocols," Lyra ordered, but her scientific curiosity fought against her caution. The patterns matched nothing in human experience, yet somehow they felt familiar, like a half-remembered dream. Thomas joined them, his handheld scanner whirring as it processed the changing environment. "The energy signature matches the beacon that led us here, but it's orders of magnitude stronger now. Whatever this place is, I don't think it was meant to stay hidden forever." A holographic display suddenly materialized above the console, filling the chamber with three-dimensional star charts and symbols that rotated slowly in the air. Lyra's breath caught in her throat as she recognized the configurations. "That's our solar system," she whispered. "But something's wrong. These stellar positions, they're from thousands of years ago." Director Foster's voice crackled through their comms again, tension evident in his tone. "Dr. Winters, we're detecting similar energy signatures activating across the planet's surface. Whatever you've triggered, it's spreading." The holographic display shifted, zooming in on Earth's position. Strange markers appeared around the planet, pulsing with an urgent rhythm. Olivia's instruments began beeping frantically. "It's not just a map," Olivia announced, her fingers flying over her tablet. "It's a warning. These energy patterns, they're consistent with long-range communication systems. This facility is sending a signal." The chamber's lights pulsed faster, and the humming grew more intense. The symbols on the walls moved more rapidly now, their glow becoming almost blinding. Lyra felt a strange sensation in her chest, as if the very air was charged with purpose. "Director," she transmitted, her voice steady despite the growing chaos around them. "I don't think we discovered this place by accident. Someone wanted us to find it. Someone who knew we'd eventually reach this level of technological advancement." Thomas's scanner beeped urgently. "Lyra, you need to see these readings. The signal, It's not just going into space. It's being received. Something out there is listening. The holographic display suddenly collapsed, reforming into a single, pulsing sphere of light. Alien characters scrolled across its surface, too fast for their translation software to process. But somehow, Lyra understood their meaning. "The Watchers have returned," she translated, though she couldn't explain how she knew the words. "The trials begin anew." The chamber shuddered, and new sections of wall slid away, revealing vast halls filled with dormant machinery. Director Foster's voice cut through the chaos. "Dr. Winters, I'm ordering an immediate evacuation. Whatever you found, it's waking up similar sites across half a dozen worlds. The UN Security Council is convening an emergency session." But Lyra barely heard him. Her attention was fixed on a new hologram that had formed, a message written in perfect English, floating in the air before them. "To the children of Earth who have found our halls, know that your discovery was foreseen. You have reached the first milestone. Now, prepare yourselves for what follows. The Watchers returned to test all who would claim the stars." The signal's echo had become a chorus, and humanity's next chapter was about to begin. Awakening the Guardians. The orbital station Helios hung like a silver needle against Kepler 742b's violet sky. Inside the command center, Captain James Harrison studied the holographic display of Dr. Winter's discovery with growing concern. 3 weeks had passed since the facility's activation, and each day brought new revelations and deeper mysteries. "Run that simulation again," he ordered, watching as Lieutenant Rachel Torres manipulated the controls. The hologram shifted, showing the spread of activated sites across the planet's surface. Like a constellation of awakening stars, dozens of facilities had emerged from dormancy. "That makes 17 active complexes," Rachel reported, her dark eyes tracking the data streams. Each one exhibiting the same energy signature, but serving different functions. "This isn't just a single facility, it's a network." Commander David Walsh, their team's tactical specialist, pointed to a particular cluster of sites. "The architecture suggests military applications. These structures here. They're weapon platforms, powered down but intact. Someone left us an arsenal." James moved closer to the display, studying the intricate patterns of the alien facilities. After the initial discovery, the UN had dispatched their best teams to secure and study the sites. His unit, the 7th Special Operations Division, had been chosen for their unique combination of combat expertise and scientific knowledge. "Dr. Winters, what's your assessment?" he asked, turning to where the xenoarchaeologist stood, surrounded by her own displays of alien text and symbols. Lyra looked up from her work, her expression both excited and troubled. "These facilities were designed to be found, Captain. The more we study them, the more obvious it becomes. The Watchers, whoever they were, built this place as a test site." "A test for what?" Rachel asked, voicing the question they all shared. Before Lyra could answer, alarms blared through the station. Red warning lights pulsed as Officer Nathan Chen's voice came over the intercom. "Captain, we're detecting massive energy spikes from the primary facility. Something's happening." James rushed to the observation window, the others close behind. Below, the alien complex that had stayed relatively quiet since its initial activation now blazed with light. Streams of energy coursed through previously dark channels, illuminating patterns across the planet's surface. "All teams, battle stations," James ordered, years of training taking over. "Dr. Winters, talk to me. What are we looking at?" Lyra's fingers flew across her console, analyzing the incoming data. "The facility's defense systems are activating. But it's not treating us as hostile, it's preparing for something else." The station shuddered as waves of energy pulsed from the surface. Commander Walsh's tactical display erupted with new information. Multiple subspace distortions detected at the system's edge. "Something's coming through." James watched as points of light appeared in the distant space, growing larger and more numerous by the second. How many? At least 30 vessels, Rachel reported, her voice tense. Configuration unknown. Nothing in our database matches their design. The alien ships moved with impossible grace, their hulls shifting and flowing like liquid metal. They approached in a perfect formation, heading directly toward Kepler 742b. Incoming transmission, Nathan announced. It's being broadcast on all frequencies. A voice filled the command center, deep and resonant, speaking perfect English but with an otherworldly harmony underlying each word. Children of Earth, you have awakened the Trials complex. We are the Watchers, and we return to evaluate your worthiness. They're scanning us, Commander Walsh reported. Every ship, every facility, even the planet itself. Lyra's console chimed with new data. Captain, the facility's archives are unlocking. They're giving us access to their weapons systems, their technology, everything. James understood the implications immediately. They want to see what we do with it. This isn't just a test, it's an opportunity. The voice spoke again, you have 7 planetary rotations to prepare. Study our gifts. Master our tools. Then prove your species deserves to inherit them. 7 days, Rachel whispered. They're giving us 7 days to learn technology that's probably thousands of years ahead of ours. James turned to his team, his decision already made. Then we better get started. Dr. Winters, coordinate with your research team. I want to know everything these archives can tell us about their weapons and defenses. Commander Walsh, begin tactical analysis of their ships. Lieutenant Torres, work with Officer Chen to integrate any compatible systems with our own. And what if we fail their test? Commander Walsh asked, voicing the concern they all shared. The alien voice answered, as if hearing the question, failure has consequences. Success has rewards beyond your imagining. Choose wisely, children of Earth. The trial begins now. The command center erupted into activity as the team began their preparations. James watched the alien fleet take up positions around the planet, their ships forming a perfect sphere of surveillance. 7 days to prepare for a test they didn't understand, using technology they barely comprehended. Dr. Winters, he called, you've studied their history longer than anyone. What do you think they're really looking for? Lyra looked up from the streams of alien data flowing across her screen. In every civilization's history, there comes a moment that defines them, a challenge that either breaks them or transforms them into something greater. I think this is ours. The alien facilities below continued to pulse with light, each beat like a countdown to humanity's greatest trial. The Watchers had returned, and Earth's children had 7 days to prove they were ready for the stars. The Shadow Protocol. Dr. Evelyn Pierce hadn't slept in 48 hours, her eyes fixed on the cascading alien code that filled her quantum lab's displays. The research facility buried beneath Montana's mountains hummed with activity as Earth's brightest minds raced against time. Only 5 days remained until the Watcher's trial began. I think I've found something, she announced, drawing Lieutenant Marcus Reed's attention from his tactical simulations. The security officer moved to her station, his cybernetic eye whirring as it adjusted to the holographic display. This section keeps repeating, Evelyn pointed to a sequence of symbols. It's not just technical data, it's a message hidden within their weapon systems code. The Watchers didn't just leave us their technology, they left us their story. Marcus leaned closer, his enhanced vision capturing every detail. Can you decode it? Evelyn nodded, her fingers dancing across the holographic interface. They were guardians, peacekeepers of a galactic federation that fell eons ago. But something happened, something that forced them to retreat and hide their legacy in places like Kepler 742b. Their conversation was interrupted as General Victoria Blackwood strode into the lab, her presence commanding immediate attention. Dr. Pierce, report. Have you made progress with the defense matrices? More than that, General, Evelyn replied, expanding her display. The weapons systems we've been studying, they're not just tools of war. They're pieces of a larger system, something they called the Shadow Protocol. The hologram shifted, showing a complex network of interconnected systems. The Watchers didn't just build weapons, they created a comprehensive defense network capable of protecting entire star systems. And they designed it to be modular, adaptable to any species worthy of inheriting it. General Blackwood's eyes narrowed. "And you believe we can implement this system in 5 days?" "We have to," Marcus interjected, pulling up his own tactical displays. "The simulations show the Watchers' ships possess technology centuries beyond ours. Without their defense systems, we won't stand a chance if we fail their test." Evelyn's computer chimed, drawing their attention to a new data stream. The translation matrix just decoded another section. "Listen to this, to those who would claim our mantle, power without wisdom brings only destruction. Our gifts are not meant for conquest, but for preservation." The lab's main screen suddenly flickered, showing a live feed from Kepler 742b. The alien fleet remained in their perfect formation, but energy readings suggested increasing activity. "They're testing their weapons," Marcus observed, his cybernetic systems analyzing the data. "Preparing for something." Dr. Vanessa Rodriguez, their quantum physics expert, rushed into the lab. "You need to see this," she announced, bringing up new sensor readings. "The Watchers' ships, they're not just individual vessels. They're forming some kind of neural network, linking their systems together." Evelyn's eyes widened as she correlated this information with her decoded data. "That's it. The Shadow Protocol isn't just about defense, it's about unity. The Watchers built their technology to require cooperation, coordination. They're not just testing our ability to use their weapons," General Blackwood realized. "They're testing our ability to work together, to think beyond individual survival." Marcus brought up a global map showing the status of Earth's military forces. "Then we need to coordinate with every major power, immediately. If we're going to implement this system, we'll need unanimous cooperation." "It goes deeper than that," Evelyn said, her voice quiet but intense. "Look at these power requirements. The Shadow Protocol needs more than just military coordination, it requires civilian infrastructure, scientific facilities, everything working in perfect harmony." General Blackwood activated her global comm link. "Contact the UN Security Council. Tell them we found something, but we'll need unprecedented cooperation to make it work." As the general issued her orders, Evelyn continued decoding the ancient message. Each new section revealed more about the Watchers' true purpose, their hopes for whoever would find their legacy. "There's something else," she announced, her voice trembling slightly. "A warning. The trial isn't just about proving ourselves worthy of their technology. They're preparing us for something bigger." The lab fell silent as she displayed the decoded text. "The darkness between stars grows hungry. We search for those who can stand against it. Our trials identify not just the worthy, but the necessary. For what sleeps in the void must never wake." Marcus's cybernetic eye pulsed as he processed this information. "They're not just looking for successors. They're looking for allies." "Then we better not disappoint them," General Blackwood stated firmly. "Dr. Pierce, coordinate with global research teams. Lieutenant Reed, begin integration protocols with all participating military forces. We have 5 days to prove humanity can unite under a common cause." As the team dispersed to their tasks, Evelyn remained at her station, still decoding the ancient messages. The Shadow Protocol was more than a weapon system, it was a philosophy, a test of species-wide cooperation and wisdom. The clock continued its countdown as humanity faced its greatest challenge, not just mastering advanced technology, but proving they could wield it with the unity and wisdom the Watchers demanded. And somewhere in the void between stars, something waited, something that made even the mighty Watchers prepare elaborate trials to find worthy allies. Convergence. The command center of Earth's Unified Defense Headquarters trembled as Admiral Diana Sullivan watched the final preparations through the holographic display. 3 kilometers beneath the Pacific Ocean, humanity's last line of defense waited for the trial to begin. Shadow Protocol integration at 89%, Lieutenant Marcus Reed reported, his cybernetic systems directly linked to the global defense network. All major population centers are now connected to the grid. Diana studied the tactical overview, where thousands of points of light represented Earth's transformed military assets. In just 7 days, they had achieved what should have taken decades. The Watcher's technology had been integrated into everything from orbital platforms to submarine networks. Dr. Pierce, status of the quantum entanglement grid? Diana called, turning to where Evelyn worked frantically at her station. Holding stable, Evelyn responded, dark circles under her eyes betraying her exhaustion. The neural links are active across all continents. Whatever happens, we'll face it as one. A sudden alert flashed across their screens. Above Earth's atmosphere, the Watcher's fleet had begun to move. Their perfect formation shifted, creating patterns that defied conventional space tactics. Their beginning, Marcus announced unnecessarily. Multiple energy signatures detected. They're powering up their primary weapons. Diana straightened her uniform, facing the massive display. All stations, battle stations. This is not a drill. Execute Shadow Protocol on my mark. Across the globe, military commanders and civilian leaders held their breath. The Watcher's technology had transformed their defenses, but it required something unprecedented, complete unity of purpose and action. First wave incoming, Marcus reported as brilliant beams of energy lanced from the alien ships. Execute Shadow Protocol, now. Diana commanded. The response was immediate and beautiful. Earth's transformed defenses activated as one, creating a lattice of energy that spread across the planet's surface. Every military installation, every power plant, every quantum computer network through the Watcher's technology responded in perfect harmony. The alien attack struck the defense grid and, split, redirected through quantum channels to power stations across the globe. Earth's cities blazed with borrowed energy, their shields strengthening. It's working, Evelyn breathed, watching as her equations proved true. The grid is holding. They're not just testing our technology, they're testing our ability to work together. The Watcher's second wave came faster, harder. Their ships moved like liquid metal through space, attacking from impossible angles. But Earth's defenses evolved, learning, adapting. The Shadow Protocol wasn't just a shield, it was a living system that grew stronger with each challenge. Energy spike. Marcus shouted suddenly. Massive quantum fluctuation detected in their fleet. Diana watched as the Watcher's ship suddenly merged, transforming into a single, massive entity that dwarfed anything humanity had ever encountered. Its surface rippled with weapons that could shatter planets. This is it, Diana said quietly. The real test. All stations, prepare for maximum output. We stand together or not at all. The alien superstructure unleashed its full power, a beam of pure energy that could have cracked Earth's crust. But humanity was ready. The Shadow Protocol activated at full capacity, every human-made system and Watcher technology working in perfect synchronization. As the beam struck Earth's defenses, something unprecedented happened. The quantum grid didn't just absorb the attack, it redirected it, transformed it. Through millions of linked systems, through the combined will of humanity's defenders, the energy was reshaped into something new. Impossible, Evelyn whispered, staring at her readings. We're not just defending, we're creating. The grid is generating new forms of quantum shielding, technologies that even the Watchers never imagined. Above them, the transformed energy rose from Earth's surface in a spiraling dance of light and power. It met the Watcher's attack not with resistance, but with harmony, turning destruction into creation. The alien superstructure ceased its attack. For a moment, silence filled every command center, every military installation, every linked mind across the globe. Then, a familiar voice echoed through their communications. You have shown us something new, children of Earth. In all our trials, across thousands of worlds and millions of years, no species has ever done this. You did not simply use our gifts, you transformed them. Diana stepped forward, her voice steady. We understood what you were really testing. Not our ability to fight, but our ability to unite, to create, to transform. The Watcher's superstructure began to shift again, but not into a weapon. It was changing into something else, something that made every sensor and scanning device overflow with data. The true trial begins now, the voice announced. For what we fight is not conquered by weapons alone, but by the ability to adapt, to unite, to become more than the sum of your parts. Are you ready, children of Earth, to learn what truly sleeps in the void? Diana looked at her crew, at the readouts showing millions of humans working together through the Shadow Protocol, at the transformed defenses that had exceeded even their creators' expectations. We're ready, she answered, speaking for all humanity. Show us what comes next. The Watcher's form began to shine with new purpose, and Earth's next chapter was about to unfold. The convergence of human innovation and ancient wisdom had created something unprecedented in the galaxy's long history. Now, they would learn why. Legacy of Stars. The solar system's edge blazed with quantum fire as first speaker Theron of the Watchers revealed the truth that had shaped galactic history for millennia. Through the Shadow Protocol's enhanced communications, every human on Earth watched as ancient holograms painted the stars with images of terror and hope. Before our time, Theron's voice resonated through the quantum network. The galaxy faced a threat that devoured civilizations whole. We called them the Void Hunters, beings of pure entropy that fed on the potential of growing species. Admiral Sullivan stood in the Undersea Command Center, watching as the Watchers' memories showed vast wells of darkness moving between stars, consuming everything in their path. Beside her, Dr. Evelyn Pierce worked frantically to process the new data flooding their systems. The quantum readings are off the scale, Evelyn reported. These Void Hunters, they don't just destroy matter, they erase possibility itself. They consume the quantum potential of entire species. Through their neural link, Lieutenant Marcus Reed monitored Earth's transformed defenses. The Shadow Protocol, it wasn't just a test or a defense system. It's preparation for a war that never ended. First speaker Theron's form shifted, becoming a bridge between realities. We drove them back, at a terrible cost. Our civilization burned its potential to create the quantum barriers that hold them at bay. But we grew, static. Unchanging. And the barriers are weakening. The holographic display showed the galaxy's outer rim, where strange distortions warped the fabric of space itself. Dark tendrils probed the quantum barriers, searching for weaknesses. Our readings confirm it, Evelyn announced, her voice tense. The barriers are failing. Months, maybe weeks before they breach. Diana straightened, understanding flowing through her. That's why you needed us. Not just to use your technology, but to transform it. To create something new. Yes, Theron responded. The Void Hunters feed on stagnation, on predictability. But you, children of Earth, you showed us something we had forgotten, the power of continuous evolution. The transformed defense grid hummed with new purpose as humanity's innovations merged with ancient wisdom. The Shadow Protocol had become something more, a bridge between past and future, between order and chaos. The final trial begins now, Theron announced. Not a test, but a battle for existence itself. Will you stand with us, children of Earth? Will you help us remember how to change? Diana looked at her crew, at the readouts showing billions of humans linked through the quantum network, at the defenses they had not just mastered but transcended. We stand together, she declared. Not just with humanity, but with all who fight against the void. The response was immediate. Earth's transformed technology surged with new power as the Watchers merged their remaining strength with humanity's innovations. The Shadow Protocol evolved again, becoming a symphony of quantum potential. At the galaxy's edge, the barriers flickered. Dark shapes pressed against reality itself, hungry for the light of consciousness. But this time, they found something waiting for them, a defense born from the union of ancient wisdom and human creativity. "They're breaching," Marcus called out, his cybernetic systems tracking the quantum disruptions. But humanity was ready. The Shadow Protocol activated at full power, not just defending but creating. New forms of quantum shielding sprang into existence, barriers that didn't just resist the void but transformed it. "Impossible," Theron whispered, watching as human innovation reshaped the very nature of defense. "You're not just blocking them, you're changing them." Through the quantum network, Diana felt the combined will of humanity focus on a single purpose. The defense grid didn't just protect, it reached out, touched the void itself, and began to transform it. "This is what you really wanted us to learn," Evelyn realized, watching the data streams. Not how to fight the darkness, but how to change it. How to transform entropy into potential. The Void Hunters recoiled as their very nature was reshaped by the combined power of human creativity and Watcher technology. Where they touched the new quantum barriers, they didn't find resistance, they found transformation. "You have exceeded every hope we had," Theron declared as the dark entities retreated, changed by their encounter with humanity's defense. "You have shown us that the greatest weapon against entropy is not power, but the ability to create, to change, to evolve." The Shadow Protocol's display showed the galaxy transforming. The quantum barriers were no longer just walls, they were bridges, turning the very force that threatened existence into new potential. "This is just the beginning," Diana said, watching as human and Watcher ships moved together through the transformed space. "There's an entire galaxy out there, waiting to remember how to change." First Speaker Theron's form shimmered with new energy. "Then let us proceed together, children of Earth. Not as teachers and students, but as partners in evolution. The legacy of stars belongs to those who dare to transform it." As Earth's ships moved into formation with their new allies, humanity stepped into a galaxy forever changed by their unique gift, the ability to turn endings into beginnings, to transform destruction into creation. The age of stagnation was over. The age of continuous evolution had begun. The legacy of stars wasn't just about power or knowledge, it was about the courage to change, to grow, to become more than what came before. And in that, humanity had proven themselves not just worthy successors, but true innovators of cosmic evolution.